Hi, welcome to Study Sprints. We're going to be going through a bunch of questions for the CSA Professional exam. We're going to mix in some questions from other areas just for AWS to help you learn some stuff. So let's go. Okay, so this is the timer on the bottom here. The operation returns attributes for one or more items to the table. You identify the requested items by primary key. This returns a lot. So what question is this? Is it the batch get item, batch get items, a get item? So what are we retrieving here? A single operation can get a single megabyte of data which can contain 100 records. So probably not a get item, but a batch get item maybe. Which one of those two batch get items could it be? And the answer is it request item or request items? And it is request items. So there we go. The answer was A. So let's try the next one. Here we go. There are two companies that own AWS accounts. How can they connect to a central VCP for identity validation? What would be your best design for this solution? Choose the answer that fits. We have the migrate the VPCs. That could be a real problem, overlaying things. Create a VPC peering connection. That could work. Direct connect. That would be not normal between VCPs. And OpenVPN, that would be with the client. That usually would be, again, you would be opening with the client with IPsec. It could be that, but I think the answer would be, and that was the hint, B. Create a VCP peering connection. That would work very well in that situation. As AWS grows, most of the clients' concerns seem to be about security. How can you make sure that one competitor doesn't look at someone else's competitor data? So AES encryption, 256 encryption. We have the Zen hypervisor and AES encryption. Would that help? Or is it just the Zen hypervisor or IAM permissions? Well, definitely you should drop out IAM permissions. 256 encryption is very good for data, but not for isolation. Isolation is C. Oops, I did it a little early. C. Different instances running in the same physical machine. All right, let's go to the next one. You're building a large-scale confidential documentation web server. All of the documentation is stored in S3. One of the requirements is that it can be publicly accessible from S3 directly, and you will need to use CloudFront to accomplish this. Which of the following methods listed would satisfy the requirement as outlined? IAM user in CloudFront, create an OAI, which is Origin Access Identity for CloudFront and grant access for S3, individual policies, or CloudFront S3 policy. What do you think it is? Here we are, yellow. The answer is OAI. Okay, next one. The customer is running a multi-tier application farm in a VPC. It is not connected to their corporate network. They're connecting to the VPC over the internet and manage all of the EC2 instances running in both public and private subnets. They have only authorized Bastion security groups and RDP access. This is a pretty tough one. Forget this one. How do we solve this one? Do we deploy RDP access for everybody? Public subnet, SSH access, not this RDP, EIP, or Bastion host with auto apply and allowing Bastion host a corporate IP address? The answer would be B. All right. Your final task will complete a cloud migration for a customer. You set up AD, and you have it's a newly employed situation. You have 1,000 users. What do? Simple AD, AWS directory service, AD connector, or any of these? Well, simple AD is not for 1,000 users. AWS directory service is not going to be able to connect you to your AWS, your home directory. One of the requirements there was you getting back to your original AD. And if you want to get back to your original AD, there's only one of these that make a lot of sense, and that would be C, AD connector. All right. These are going pretty quick here. Oracle DB Engine, database diagnostics package, and database tuning pack are only available with So when you have an Oracle RDS instance, you have to get a certain type of edition. And if you want to get the diagnostics and tuning, will standard have that? Express, Enterprise, or none of these? One of these do have it, so I can tell you D is wrong right off the bat. And it is a little annoying that Oracle makes you buy some of these things separately or get it as part of the enterprise, but that would be part of the enterprise solution. Okay, let's keep going. The blank operation returns a set of attributes for an item with a given primary key. There is no matching item. Blank does not return any data, and there's no item, no element in the space. So what is it? This is a get items command. Is it get items or is it get item? Well, that's the first question. And then once we know that, we kind of look at the differences, and is it, what's the difference between those two? Attributes to get or attributes? And I believe it's attributes. So we probably go with E. Hope I get that right. C, D. Oh, it is get attributes. Attributes to get.